Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Greg. And we got tickled as we were reminiscing about as kids watching Hee Haw and, well,
KORN radio is the news. All the news could be the news.
And they always had a cow out. And occasionally we mention cows and goats here.
That's right.
Because why? It's a part of our community.
I can't think of his name, though.
Oh, I can see him with that little...
Oh, with the little hat and the little wire rim glasses and his...
Had the chicken in the background all the time. That's all we're missing we got a cage on the wall back there now.
We'll get a goose or something. Thanksgiving will be here before you know it. So.
Y'all, do you realize this, Greg? You and I mentioned it about a Christmas card a moment ago. Well, this time I waited last year to like November to order some, and then
got them out for Valentine's.
I got one back in May that never made it to somewhere.
It'll be here. I mean, when you think about it, I know it's 110 degrees right now in the shade, but 4 months. I mean, and you think, well, it's a long time. Well, think about 4 months ago, April and May. You can remember what was on TV that day. It ain't going to be that long.
Well, before long, we got Labor Day, which is coming, and then we're going to have Halloween for the kids. That's always a big deal. And then when Halloween hits, I mean, it's on for Turkey Day. And
I've not been, but there's probably Christmas stuff out now at Walmart. I mean,
now that you brought it up, Angie brought up that Hobby Lobby because she called me at a red light the other day, and she goes, "I'm headed to Hobby Lobby. You want to guess why?" And I said, "Why? Christmas."
Well, you really ought to lighten up on her because she doesn't have enough stuff for Christmas.
She doesn't. She doesn't.
I mean, y'all kept that at a bare minimum.
Well, and the thing about it is, and she does all of this stuff, but she hadn't finished the one thing that she needed to, and that's my Christmas town. All my houses and stuff.
Your village.
My village. She hasn't finished it. It's set up, but it's not set up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's kind of in disarray.
It is very much.
That makes it realistic because, in the movies and stuff, they portray it as being all perfect. Well, Lord knows there ain't no perfect town.
We're going to let Greg be a consultant there, and he'll show us where the muggings take place.
Put a few of the homeless on the street.
Absolutely. And that's another thing as used to, you didn't see that here in our area. It was something that you read about that happened in Los Angeles. But, Greg, nowadays, what'd you see?
This morning, I left early. Came up 22nd Avenue, took a left at the hospital, come out Poplar Springs Drive. I counted 8, 9, 2 or 3 sleeping on the sidewalk here, out here with buggies, pushing them up and down the road. I mean, everywhere I looked. And I thought, if I was passing through and I had decided to stay at the 3 Foot last night, the prestigious motel, and I was going to invest and open, do you think I'd spend money or open a business? With that portraying that, and I'm not being arrogant or ugly. I don't mean it that way. Because let's help people that need help.
Correct.
But these bleeding hearts need to understand there are some people you can't help.
I agree with that 120%.
And I'm all about the veterans and all that. I'd a whole lot rather them being a government home than some of the folks that don't appreciate it. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? But come on. 8 people, and I just went a few miles through the city.
And the bad part is you didn't even go through the crossroads. That area there where that bridge is, if you're going there on Highway 19, I have been there during lunchtime. There'll be 9,
They're
10,
everywhere.
11.
And don't that just make you want to stop and spend money?
Now, what is not being told, no one posts pictures, and most people won't even tell you about it. I know it because it is sent to me day in, day out. I drove up on the scene after I've gotten people that call me and said, "Look, you need to come look at this." And to a lot of people that watch me, I'm going to shock you what I'm fixing to say because you go, "There's no way, Marine, Mississippi."
Yeah, I know what you.
These people are using the bathroom on our streets. Now, I'm not talking about number one. We're talking the serious, more on the streets of Meridian. Mississippi.
In the stairwells of the buildings that they can get in, I know they've had numerous problems at some of the hospitals. They'll go in the stairwell. I mean, come on now. I don't know what the answer is, and I'm not here to try to solve that one, but we got to do better, people. And I mean, and again, I'm not against helping people that want to be helped, but at some time in your life, you got to realize that there's some folks you just can't help. And the more you feed, and the more you take care of, and the more handouts you got, the more of them is going to come.
Well, it attracts.
Exactly.
Right.
So what's the answer? I don't know. I just thought I'd stir up something this morning. Now that I've hit the wall's nest with the rock, somebody else can take over.
It is. We do need a leader that can handle these tough situations. One that's going to stand tall, proud, and face it instead of closing the door and going, well, I have no comment.
Yeah. And you got to wonder, I mean, there's all kinds of help. There's monetary help. There's educating. There's all kind of help. What would work? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't help me. You can't make me believe that if you got one, just pick one at random and put them in a new house and give them $100,000 in the bank and give them a new vehicle, that in 3 months they wouldn't be right back where they're at. I'm sorry. Maybe I got a bad attitude about that.
No.
But some people you can't help.
Well, let's just go a step further on that, Greg. Everybody's got somebody that's kin to them that you've had to help. What's happened every time that you've helped them?
You opened a door, and then they got mad at you about the 5th time they came back wanting help, and you put the brakes on.
Yep. We're just telling the truth. Like it or not, that's the way it is. We got more of this coming up.
Maybe not this, but, you know.
We got more headlines. The truth shall set you free. Right. We're going to get into all of that. We've had some arrests that were made. Yes, I have a few of them. Shooting. Yes, we did. As a matter of fact, this morning, bright and early, about 4:15, as you were still lying in bed, it happened. We'll fill you on that. You even passed a few coppers on the way in, didn't you?
I did. Seen blue lights.
Woo. We'll tell you why Greg saw the blue lights here in just a moment here at the Scotty Ray Report.
Hi, folks. Paul Brown with Dixie Buildings. We're here to take care of all your building needs for your personal and your business needs. That includes portable buildings, carports, sheds. Don't forget your hunting camps are coming in. You can start out with our 8x10s. If we cannot haul it, we can build it for you on site. We have 2 locations, one on Highway 19 South and our home office just around the corner on Long Creek Road. Just give us a call at 601-483-4943.
Just $41 a month for this new Brother embroidery machine. Buy it local and get instructions for life, service, financing, the lowest price guaranteed, and take it home today at the Sewing and Vacuum Center in Meridian and So Select in Flowood and Hattiesburg.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North, is ready for spring. From weed eaters to push and riding lawnmowers, and one of the largest selections you'll find in chainsaws, along with power tools and generators for backup power. Maybe you're in the market for a TV or maybe a guitar. And not to mention a large selection of diamond rings and Louis Vuitton purses. The Rockhouse Gun and Pawn even has a private lobby for your pawns for confidentiality. Visit them today, Highway 19 North, Rockhouse Gun and Pawn. Summertime has arrived and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray with Greg. We brought up Hee Haw a moment ago.
That's right.
And we want to say thanks to Arnold. And I pulled up a picture just so y'all can all go back down memory lane. This is the guy that we were talking about here. Charlie, what was his last? Ferguson?
Ferguson, I think. I don't think it's spelled that way, but that's the way we pronounced it.
Yeah. How did he put it? It is the news. How did he do it?
It is the news for the news of all the news or something. But really, that's a computer-enhanced picture of Scotty Ray in 15 years.
And I'll be honest, somebody made a poke at me not long ago.
No.
Yeah.
No, insulting?
Yes, they were.
Really?
Yeah, they used that picture to try to poke at me. It's okay. I take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I seen one of those one day where someone had said something about you reporting on cows or horses in the road.
Right.
And I thought, my wife, my children, whatever, driving down the road around the curve, I'd really like for them to know that there's horses or cows in the road. I find that a little more important than somebody fell off a wagon in Ohio or a teacher got fired. I mean, I call that local news, but that's just me.
And there's one thing about this. Ours changes sometimes moment by moment.
Oh, yeah.
As to what's going on here. We're going to let you know, like it or not, what happened, the way it was.
And if the road's closed and we know it, we're going to tell you.
That's right. A little bumpy there in front of the Temple Theater we might want to add there.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we were talking about politics and things. I bumped into somebody yesterday, Greg.
Little bird tell you something?
He did. Now, as we often know, politics in Meridian, you need a strong leader.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
That's correct. We sort of hadn't got one right now. Everything is followed with no comment. There's never, ever a press conference to discuss a problem that our city has. No. 5-year-old child was murdered. I've yet to see a press conference about that. We had 200 rounds fired in a street on 49th and 5th Street. Businesses shot, cars hit. Not one word. I did see the police chief standing there, and I walked up and said, "Would you like to make a comment?" No. And it turned. I bumped into someone that we all once knew named Percy Bland yesterday, who used to be the former mayor. Yeah. And I said, "Percy, are you going to run for mayor of Meridian?" And there's a strong chance that Percy is going to do that. He, like us, has sat back for the last 4 years and watched nothing. Did I tell it right?
And better had his door closed and windows locked.
Yeah, and what's his stance? Meridian is full of crime and it needs to be handled.
That's right. He's
going to be making an announcement very soon whether or not that he's going to be seeking re-election for the mayor of Meridian. I think it would be a good thing. Well, we need a light and shining armor to turn this around. You can say what you want. I know there's some people who go, "Well, I didn't like Percy." I'll tell you what, Percy was always straightforward, and something happened, he was there to tell you about it.
Something good, something bad, or something ugly. I know we had a lot of ball tournaments, and we would invite him out to throw out the first pitch. He was always going to be there.
He was.
You might not have liked what he said, and I'm sorry, it's an ugly job at the end of the day. But he was going to at least let you know what was going on.
And think about this, the 3-foot building. All of these new designs that happened for downtown Meridian happened under his administration. As he was going out, the things that he had put in began to show up.
Didn't he have a pretty successful police chief, too?
He sure did. I remember that.
I remember that guy.
That talked to y'all and told you things that were going on. That said, "We're going to stop this." And if you reported a crime, you saw a police car there that night.
The same night?
The same night, sometimes within minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting there, Greg. We're looking for a change, and I do hope that he decides to run. It will be announced very quickly, and Percy has said that he will come here first to make his announcement.
Let the cat out of the bag.
It sure will be. See, I'll be standing by to find out what's going to happen with this. I'm leaning that he's probably going to do that. Now, you got to remember this now. There is no money at being mayor.
No.
Percy has his own personal business. Would he make more money staying out of this, doing what he wants? He sure would. But sometimes there comes a calling when you need to step up, and I think Meridian is calling. I think
it's a passion thing. He's passionate about his community and wants to see better things coming.
We need that. And our city needs some guidance. It needs some leadership of a strong hand. And that's what I'm looking for. And as we get word on this, we'll pass this along when we hear back from him of what he's going to do.
Most importantly, keep him and our city in your prayers, and the Lord can fix it.
Bob said, "Is Jimmy running?" From my understanding, yes, he's going to run. He's going to seek re-election, is what I'm being told. Has Jimmy told me that in person? Nope, he hadn't told me anything. I've sent and asked, and it's just not going to happen there.
Maybe you got the wrong address.
I could have. Have mercy, have mercy. Let's see what started out yesterday. Things going. There's some small thoughts there. We'd like your input there. We always love to hear from you as to what's going on. We get early this morning, as I mentioned, gunfire broke out in Meridian, Greg. I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't go to the scene. It did. This is going to be right behind Tractor Supplies, where we're going to take you to. Here we are. Gunfire, an apartment hit with gunfire. I could tell you which apartment it is, but they'd never get neighbors again. So it got struck.
Poor Tractor Supply.
Man, it's right. You know, and you and I talked about this.
Who come up with this idea? You know what? You're riding around. I don't know
put it
what
where you
call
can't see it.
Speculating where we're going to put a Tractor Supply. Okay, let's get on a busy highway where there's no way to pull out of there and turn left without getting creamed, and let's get it off the road, back up in the woods where you can't see it,
where the criminals can break in
the
nightly.
highest criminal neighborhood probably in Meridian, and we'll build it there. But hey, down there on the frontage road where El Chico's was, that'd make too much sense, you know, for people to see it where they could like get in and out.
There is constantly a wreck there because you cannot. It's on a hill.
Turning left coming out of there is impossible.
Go on down to, if you're there, go on down to Walmart, turn around and come back. It is not worth your life pulling out there.
If I was Chet, I would rent that and put me a sign right there.
Chet's
Some of them
paint
little
buddy.
tear-offs with his phone number. Hey, just call me because you're going to end up right there in the street. You can try to go left.
As we said, we'll tell you how it really is. And that's one of those areas there. It is so constant. And I'm being honest on this, the numerous times each week that it is broken into. And when I say broken into, the fenced areas. Just, they have a lot of products that are kept outside.
Yeah.
Things are taken.
When they run off with a 6-foot disc, they want it bad, don't they?
Speaking of criminals, let me show you some guys that really want to make a difference. Let me show you 2 police officers that were on it yesterday. Now, we had some other folks that helped out with the police department. These 2 fellas busted them in the act. They were in the car when I arrived with handcuffs
on the side of the road.
In broad daylight. As we go here to take a look. Here's the police officers loading up the evidence to where they were stealing copper. Now, right there where that yellow car is where the White Castle used to be. That used to be a honky-tonk even before it became White Castle, didn't it?
It was the White Castle all my life.
Okay.
Had the Rock Hill at the top of the hill and the Skyview Club. And
that's the one that had the back end
3 Mile Inn's right up the hill from that.
Yeah.
Right from to the right of that black car there. But anyhow, they were stealing it. I come through there, and I wondered what was going on.
Oop, what's
broad
this?
daylight.
The trunk might have been full of copper. This was hauled directly to the Meridian Police Department to be investigated.
Were they picking it up out of the ditch right there?
Yeah, it was. See the line on the ground there? They've been stripping all of that down through there. Somebody's going to get electrocuted. It ain't safe to be stealing stuff like that.
But I don't understand. If you will do that in 110-degree heat, why don't you just get a job?
I'm with you on that.
You work a lot less. You would actually get breaks and have Gatorade and stuff. If you'll work that hard, never mind. Never mind.
Greg's trying to teach him. Again, I want to say a thank you and a job well done to the Meridian Police Department.
Absolutely. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department was there.
Yes. We appreciate y'all so much for what you done on that. Now, we got a little bit of sad news as we go to Highway 25. Yesterday morning, we had an individual that lost their life, Greg. And I know the name is out. We'll release it later today. I wanted to put a little time in between the accident before I put the name on it. Highway 25 as we go to Scott County. Highway 25 has been bad. This is 3 people in the last few days that have lost their life. This involved a garbage truck getting rear-ended yesterday morning.
Really?
And a gentleman lost his life. We pass along condolences to the family members of that.
That's sad.
Y'all be careful. 25 is going to be out there again today. We don't need another death. The other wreck involved a Corvette, a single vehicle, and 2 men from the Jackson area lost their lives. Just bad. We got good news here. I spoke with Jody, the high sheriff, as we like to call him, over in Newton County. You and I spent some time with him.
Yes.
Don't get any finer of a fellow than that.
No,
He said,
good guy.
He called and said, I got an issue. And I said, well, what can I help you with? He said, I got somebody that's missing. Can you get the word out? Said, sure. And we put this out. We had a missing child yesterday, a missing teenager is the way to word that. Her name was Clara, and the one I had not been seen since Saturday. A runaway is the way it was worded there. And thanks to y'all, after putting this out, she was seen and contacted the police. She's back home safe. So that is the good news in a bad situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to help with. And if you're in law enforcement in another county and you need help, we'd be more than glad to help y'all out as well. It's the way we do it around here, isn't it?
What's the old commercial say? Reach out.
Reach out, touch someone. Right. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray, and of course, Greg this morning, filling in for Otis.
Jordan with Parish Tractor, here to talk about our fall hunting package, the Whitetail Widowmaker, an L2502 DT with a DH1560, an RCR 1260 6-foot cutter. You're going to get a free pipe top trailer with that. We're about 60 days from hunting season. This package is going to start around $29,999 cash, as little as $385 per month. Come see us, 4 locations, Meridian, Hattiesburg, Poplarville, Robertsdale, and coming soon to the Panhandle of Florida.
Place to eat? Well, come explore the great flavors of the French Quarter in downtown Enterprise. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a cozy atmosphere with great service that make dining with the French Quarter an unforgettable experience. Drop by today and taste our delicious dishes. Come explore the flavors of the French Quarter. 120 West Bridge Street, downtown Enterprise. Call 601-659-0500, the French Quarter. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Greg as we begin this morning. We need to, you know how you get sidetracked?
No.
I saw where somebody said hello to us, and it made me think of George Strait. Cold Fort Worth beer ain't no good for jealous. I've tried it night after night. Good morning to, do you pronounce that, Catherine? How do you pronounce that name? Her first name. I'm going to let you go for that. Katera. Fort Worth, Texas, joining us this morning.
That's right. Good morning. Glad you're watching.
Yeah, appreciate that.
It's probably cooler out there. Well, no, probably not.
Texas, it's real bad. And the further west you get, the worse it gets.
Well, it's kind of warm here.
Yeah. We're, again, if you're just waking up wanting to know, 98 today, and we're going to be at 104 on that heat index side.
That's the chill factor.
It is. That's, chill factor.
The chill factor will be 104, 105.
We had traffic backing up yesterday around Chunky, and you want to know why? You ask, I assume.
A car rolled over.
Yes, sir, it did. A Toyota 4Runner. Looks almost brand new there. We don't know what caused the incident, but it did take they had a new driver there, and they got it all on the record and got her loaded up, and she's gone now.
What did Emmett tell Andy that time? We'll know more about it when we get it back on the wheels.
Yeah. Do you remember the time Gomer stripped the car and then put it back together?
Yeah, put it in the courthouse when all the sheriffs from the other counties was going to stop. Oh, it's a demonstration.
You can't beat that. You really can't. That was the good days of going on there. Now we had a mess up yesterday, a wreck, and I'm gonna tell you, a man about town. I always pick on him is Michael Ted, our fire chief. That man,
he's a go-getter. Now I'm gonna tell you what.
Let's take a look at Michael Ted. Hard at it this morning. He was out earlier today. Also, as we look at this, here we go. An incident that happened yesterday. As you'll see there, it's 29th Avenue. And 38th Street is where we were. As we'll see the car damaged here, and then we're going to see the pickup truck right there that was involved in it as well. Front end damage on the left side of that.
It's a clean little Ford Ranger, ain't it?
You don't see that many anymore, do you?
Step side, too.
Ford Rangers are becoming a thing of the past.
That's right.
The little bitty ones. Now they came back. Which brings to mind, as often as I say, get sidetracked. Anybody know the name Hollywood here? That would be Ed Embry, who's often seen out at Why Not Motorsports Park.
Okay.
I was 16, the best I remember.
Woo!
Ed
A
was,
long time ago.
it was. Ed was a little bit older than me. He had him a job, and he bought him a new Ford Ranger, jacked it up, had light bar, KC lights. It was the cream of the crop.
Right.
It was all fine and dandy until somebody said, you can't do that. They bet him.
Hey, y'all watch this.
Yes, sir, and it went in Oak Tibby. And he drove it till all you could see was the roll bar. And then it went bloop, 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 bloop. Salute there to you. Hollywood. I remember seeing it parked next to the bank there for several months there.
This kind of air drying. She'll be all right once she dries out.
Oh, that was the good old days. But he sure done it. He drove it right in Oak Tibby as far as it would go. I mentioned about lights and things this morning. There was an accident earlier this morning. Let me go back and see if I just made a little map about that earlier this morning. When Greg was coming in, if you were coming in on 39th this morning, not on 24th Avenue.
Poplar Springs Drive.
Yeah, 24th there. There in the curve where the old Super Stop used to be.
Yeah.
Police could still be on scene. There's a car over in the ditch right there that they've got to fish out. Now, that particular accident was given 2 or 3 blocks away. And it was originally said there's a car going by here with gunfire coming out of the window. And we think they just had a wreck. So as the police went down the embankment to the car, there was nobody in it, of course. They had fled the scene. Is it stolen? We don't know. We don't know where it comes back to. But that's what's going on there. If you still see police officers and a winch coming up right now.
Well, there was one car in the road with blue lights on it when I came through there, but nobody was out of the car. I didn't see nobody. I mean, normally you stop and, hey, everything good or whatever.
Right. But that's what that was about. So if you were wondering, I had a little diagram of it, I think. Yeah, here we go. Here's my diagram. How you like them fancy diagrams?
I'm going to tell you what, that's nice.
Average bear couldn't have done that, could
I
they?
bet you were good at Monopoly.
You got to pass go and get all
Houses and hotels and all that.
What's the big hotel at the end that you got to get to win? Boardwalk.
Boardwalk.
I hadn't played that, Greg, and I don't know when. Or Uno. We had a tractor fire yesterday. I don't know if anybody's aware of that.
Ooh, and it's hot.
It is. As we go here to take a look here, we went out. The Meehan had to respond to this, to a tractor fire.
They were on it and got it out very quick. Because when I first heard it, I mean, ordinarily I think it was a hay baler that was on fire. Ordinarily, that spreads quick and it runs across that hay field, and it's usually just a bad situation. Hats off to whoever helped with this. I mean, they got on it and got it out. A lot of times you lose it all, and the hay you've already baled.
Ooh, yeah. A lot of hard work. Bob's suggesting that girl be our first mayor as a write-in.
Really?
Your TV wife could be a mayor.
Well, she could save some money by flying to the office.
She could, I figured, you're going to buy her a new present for Christmas this year, aren't you? A new flotating device.
Yeah. One of those aqua brooms.
Where's the picture that let me go back over here. Time Magazine, and this is what's interesting about this. Let me show you this from Fox News. As you'll look at this is going to be the cover of Time Magazine here. They're going to put her on it.
Don't you know some folks is trying to eat breakfast?
But did you know that she still has not given them an interview either? So how can you write an article with somebody who doesn't give you an interview?
She's going to give them the same speech. The only, the one that she's got, the one speech she's got, they'll just print that.
Meridian government almost resembles 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, doesn't it? Do you see some resemblances? Okay, I thought I'd ask for a friend. Inquiring minds.
No
like
comment. That's standard answer.
That's it.
No comment.
When you go to steal something, if you're a thief, make sure you know what you're doing. Number one, you got to know what you're doing. Yeah. If you steal a helicopter in Australia, make sure that you know how to fly a helicopter. He didn't. Lead story this morning, helicopter crashes, he's dead. He tried to steal it and didn't know what he was doing, Greg. Nobody else had some injuries, but no one else died. I mean, how big is your brain when you do something like that?
I think I'll steal a Learjet, even though I don't know how to fly it.
There's people out there with this mentality.
Woo, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mentioned before you came on, and I got the number last night, Elon, and they said they were hacked. It was supposed to be a video interview with Trump last night on X. That part didn't happen, but some 22 million people picked up their phone or their computer and listened to that interview. 22 million. They brokered the internet last night, so to speak. That's a heap of people. 22 million. Do you know that on Twitter, he has almost it's like 90 something. It's right at 100 million followers.
Wow.
I can't even count that high. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things in the news. We don't know what's going to happen in November. We just remind you to vote.
November's scary.
It is. It is.
And I'm going to tell you, I cannot get over how even the Democrats made fun of this woman.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? She was like the one, you didn't hear nothing. Now all of a sudden, they think that she's the best thing since sliced bread.
When she ran, she was the first person to opt out because she lost. Nobody would support her.
Yes.
Y'all be careful with your votes. And again, I tie all this back to God, family, and country. Make sure, let those things influence how you vote. What's best for our country.
From what I understand, and I'm not a not one of them.
You're not an analyst?
Stephanopoulos.
Are you sure you're not?
But you had one job, border security. You know what I'm saying?
But wait a minute, they said she didn't have that after they announced it.
Okay, yeah.
For months,
and
it said
you
she
let in
was.
how many million illegals? And you had, I mean, that'd be like me tell you, Scotty Ray, just watch this gate. Don't let the cows out of this pasture. And you come back, the fence is gone. You know, I mean, you had one job and you screwed. So let's promote you. You know, you're now ranch foreman since you did so good watching that one gate.
You know, Greg puts it down into terms that you understand,
That's
and I agree with
exactly
that.
right. I mean,
Lord have mercy. We'll be right back as we're going to go change some, put some smiles on you. We're going to check some history here. See how Greg does all alone this morning.
I got a chance.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Downtown Meridian is thriving with a fresh look, and now it's getting a new neighbor. Toyota of Meridian is now open under new hometown leadership. We're bringing automotive knowledge and experience home with a focus on improved customer satisfaction and all new pricing. Toyota of Meridian is excited to serve the Queen City and exceed your expectations.
I'm Trinara Rush, and I want to invite you to Toyota Meridian, where hometown pride drives excellence.
If I hadn't had my coffee in my hand, I could have got to that quicker.
We're back.
One day we're going to have people that are in another room that hit buttons for us. We ain't there just yet. We're working.
That's how the Gong Show got started, too. You better watch that.
You know, you're right. As we go back, I remember seeing this guy on Steve McGarrett several times as Steve would walk into the restaurant to solve a crime. There was a guy over in the corner.
Be singing with all the little hangy down things in a Hawaiian bar.
What was his big song?
Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny, can you sing it?
No.
Tiny Bubble? That's all I know about the song. Anybody remember a guy named Don Ho? He was it. He was the big thing. Born in Honolulu. And he passed way back in 2007, believe it or not. Don Ho. Boy, that's been a spell. Now, this was, as a kid, I watched this every week.
Emergency.
Did you watch it?
Yep. Love the old Dodge truck. I mean, they're just...
Y'all remember
just
that?
A classic. Just a classic.
And do you pronounce that Teague? Is that his name?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Roy was his name on there, and of course they always solved that. And Dixie the nurse.
Didn't that tie in somehow with the other hospital show?
Emergency?
Yeah.
Where they would Rampart?
Yeah, Rampart, yeah.
Rampart?
Was it Adam? Not Adam 12, I'm trying to think. He'd always call the old doctor on the radio and tell him what was going on. Anyhow, I'm lost.
That's her in the background there. You see it right there. That's Dixie, and that's that doctor that he would call right there.
Okay.
I can't remember their names. I just remember her. She was cute as pie back then. Been a long time.
Yeah.
1951, this would be very close to the end. There was a song that came out today that went number one. Today, it reached its peak. Anybody remember a song called "Hey, Good Looking, What You Got Cooking"?
Hadn't everybody in country music cut that song?
I believe so.
I even think Brenda Lee cut it.
It was. Man, what a talent we had there.
Oh, yeah.
He was just a natural at what he did. And then, of course, when he ran up on a guy named Nudie and started inventing these, and you got to give credit where credit is due. That would have been Audrey who had all that done.
Oh, yeah.
The man, the myth. Now, back in 58, you remember this?
No, not in 58. It's 12 years before I was born.
But the song was big, and I still listen to it today. Don't take your guns to town.
Yep.
Johnny Cash.
I have that album.
Ain't it good?
Ain't got no way of playing it.
Yeah, those are gone, aren't they?
That's right.
But, they're saying that vinyl is making a huge comeback.
Well, try to find a needle for your record player.
Because there ain't no hoopers in town to go get it.
No.
Yeah, that really messed us up. Best Buy coming to town, destroying a local
And
business.
then closing.
And now we have neither one.
That's right. Because you go to Hooper's, they'd have a Dudama-flitchy that went on a whatchamacallit.
Sure did.
If you
Always.
Needed a picture tube for your cassette, they had it.
Did you? I couldn't watch this show as a kid. It done nothing for me.
What was it?
The Partridge Family. Did you watch that?
No.
They had a flower child bus.
Yeah, I don't think I got that channel.
Yeah. Old redhead, old Danny was born on. Do you pronounce that Budaducci? How do you pronounce that?
You better not on the air. You might get canceled.
He was born today.
They were going to be throwing rocks again.
We'll leave it at that. We'll be careful. Now, of all the love songs that are out there, this has been since 1966.
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
But when he opened the first note of the song,
you know the song.
Oh my heavens! Almost Persuaded.
Yeah.
Anybody remember this by David Houston?
Absolutely, it was on the jukebox at the county line in 156, I think.
On the push button there?
Yes, sir.
And what this is about, he's at a honky tonk, and this old girl comes up to him, and she looks good. She had coal black hair,
Yep.
and she was putting the moves on.
Ruby red lips.
Yeah, she was putting the moves on him.
He
and
was tempted.
He was
Almost
almost persuaded. And if you ain't heard that, y'all go look it up.
That was a good one.
That's what we call our stamp of approval of a belly-rubbing song.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
1967, this movie would be released. A few years later, Debbie would play her backup in a movie. Faye Dunaway was in the big movie I'm talking about. It was two lovers that, well, they fought crime. Well, they were crime. They fought the law, and the law won.
Yeah.
Anybody remember Bonnie and Clyde? It was released today back in 67. Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty. He was like Mr. It there for a few years, wasn't he? Mr. Poster Child of Hollywood.
Any kin to Ned?
Ned was pretty cool, wasn't he? Dueling banjos. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. He played a lot of good parts. Now, each and every day, I know you try to get home to watch this.
Yeah, it's usually a rerun.
You know, Hoss was just the epitome of a big old boy.
Dan Blocker.
Yeah, he was good-natured.
Yep.
And I don't know if you've ever seen his son. His son looks the spitting image of him. Have you ever seen him? I can't remember his name.
Like baby pictures, they would show Christmas stuff, him with his family and all. And then remember the was it Chevrolet commercials that Hoss
Yeah,
did.
he sure did.
He was a big-time salesman.
Lauren Green attempted to sing one time, and it was pretty bad. I want to save y'all from that. Don't listen to anything that's got that on there. Whew.
And Pernell Roberts was mad from the get-go.
He was.
Like the way you're on the most successful show in history at the time.
Yeah.
And you're mad because the way they're writing it and the way they're portraying your character. Dude, shut up and go to the bank. Cash the checks. I mean, I'm quitting.
Yeah. Nobody remembers you for Trapper John. They remember you from Bonanza.
Exactly.
Know where your place is on these things.
That's exactly
The moment
right.
you've got that 15 minutes of fame, use it.
Laugh all the way to the bank.
This guy faded away about as quick as he got there. He was a country singer named Andy Griggs. He had You Won't Ever Be Lonely, She's More, a couple of songs that he had in there. Today would be his birthday back in 73. Andy Griggs, a name that you probably have not heard.
Never heard of.
Since
honestly, never.
early 2000s. As we go back, the last episode of this, it taught us a lot about what family was.
Absolutely love it. I've got box sets of that.
And you look at this of war, hard times, being poor.
The Christmas episode. Oh, man, go cut a Christmas tree.
The last episode aired today. John Boy would turn out that light for the last time and say goodnight to everybody.
I still love that show. Comes on every day at 11 o'clock, by the way. I still absolutely love that show.
And the sisters really weren't making moonshine. They had just the recipe.
It was the recipe. That's right. It was for medicinal purposes only. Yeah.
And John, the dad, he always seemed to have the answer, no matter what it was, how troubling it was. He would come through with the right answer for it.
But his yay was his yay and his nay was his nay. There wasn't no...
That's correct.
It is what it is, but they worked hard and they provided.
And the voice that you always heard in the background that described it, that was the real son, the guy that was the family of this, the Spencers. Man, it just doesn't... That's good stuff.
Ike Godsey. Love Godsey. Yeah,
Mr. Godsey?
Yancey. He'd get him in more trouble.
Corbeth, that was his wife's name.
Oh, yeah. She was a little persnicular, let's just say.
Not as bad as Mrs. Olson across the way in a little house, but she was tough to live with, I'm sure. She was very prim and proper.
Yes.
We'll go back to 1982, and if this swimsuit doesn't get your attention or you remember what it was all about, something wrong. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There ain't nobody that doesn't remember that scene there.
No.
Sean Penn, I think, I think he partook of some drugs, didn't he?
Yeah. Is that the same bathing suit that Daisy wore in that photo shoot on that poster?
It's real. She was trying to copy Daisy before Daisy wore it.
I think that, I throwed that in this morning just for that girl.
Wherever she is. Let's see what happened here. I didn't watch any of this stuff.
No.
Still can't watch it. I am not going to watch it.
Don't care about it. About the first 2 or 3 minutes, I'm out.
Yep. Friday the 13th, part 3. I don't know how many they did. But, and Greg, in all of these, they're always going to run to the shed that's got the dangerous...
Exactly. Let's get in the basement. Let's run up the stairs and get in the attic. No, baby. If you was raised in Meridian, let's danger away from. Whole movie would have been 30 seconds if I'd have been.
Would have run through the pasture.
That's exactly right. They shoot, you shoot back. Get out. Go away. But no, let's all hide in the basement where the chainsaws are hanging.
And it's always going to be somebody trips.
Yeah.
And they got you. It's over for you at that point.
And how come that guy's in that other movie, I can't even think of the name, his chainsaw always cranks. You know what I mean?
Lee Gregor.
Yeah. I done forgot what I'm going to cut. I might make the Pope cuss before I get mine to crank.
I guess he bought a steel and we didn't.
Yeah, it must have went to see Clark Wilson's.
He'd done a tune-up on it.
Hey, mine I can carry it to Clark. Clark, look at it. Crank right up every time.
But you try to crank it.
Yeah, old magic fingers, I'm telling you. He just got it.
Yeah.
Shout out this morning, Clark.
I have literally pulled sometimes till I was blue in the face.
Yeah. Then I realized the off button's off.
Hush, I wasn't going to bring that up.
But it's the truth. I mean, I think it's major disaster. Walk in out there and Clark look at it and pull it twice and crank right up.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah.
There's a short between the handle and the handle, I think.
But you're right. I can't tell you that off button went off. I've done that.
But I don't like horror movies. Back to where we started. I've never liked horror movies.
Was this a horror movie to you? Do you remember this, Officer and Gentleman? She is the girl that was in Urban Cowboy, if you remember her, Sissy.
Really?
That's the same girl.
I never put that together.
Sure was. Officer and Gentleman, of course, that had Richard Gere before his big part that he had. Best I remember, that was about girls that chased guys that were going to be officers so they could marry them and get away from their small town.
I liked Urban Cowboy better.
Good movie. That's good stuff.
Yes, sir.
As we go back to 1983, this girl sang backup for so many people. She finally got her break, didn't she?
Man, she was awesome.
In 83, she went #1 with this song today. Anybody remember A Heartache?
Looking for a place to happen.
Woo, that was good.
Man, she was good. Really good.
She done a lot with Johnny Duncan, backup singing. She done some Mo Bandy backup.
She did some duets.
Yeah. The girl, She's Single Again was another one of hers. Yep. She's Single Again. Look out, girls. One of the, this has been remade by several people, but it ain't no better than this, is it?
No.
You remember him sitting at John Wesley Hardin? Ken Rainey brought him to town.
That's for my time.
Right there in Marion.
I'd have had to snuck in.
I had a ticket and didn't go. I remember it like it was yesterday. There at the four-way stop where the little puppy rescue place is, was a little juke joint called John Wesley Harden's. And this guy took to the stage one night. His name was Keith Whitley.
Do you know he was an awesome bluegrass picker?
Yeah.
I mean, I love bluegrass music. Me and like 3 others, but I actually love
bluegrass is good.
But he and Ricky Skaggs were best friends, and they started like as teenagers, dragging their guitar. Anybody that let them play.
Yep.
Mandolin and guitar. Keith Whitley, I mean, he really.
Weren't they playing for Bill Monroe at one time?
I want to say they played for Bill Monroe, and they played for the Stanley brothers.
Yeah.
Ralph Stanley. They talked about he was late for a show one night, and they had got them on the stage, and when he pulled up, he thought they were playing records of his music because they sounded so much like him.
Talent. I tell you that.
Gone way too soon.
Oh, without a doubt. A young man lost his life there. Back in 94, this would be, y'all remember Montgomery Gentry coming to town? He had a baby brother. You didn't come to my show?
That's just,
she couldn't change.
That was modern music. I didn't like it too.
Boy, that's really classic at this point, Greg.
I know, but it was modern.
John Michael Montgomery had a #1 today. Be My Baby Tonight. If y'all remember that song. I might have stepped over him once or twice in the hallway, and they said, John's sick. He can't make it to the stage.
Yeah, well, he better get up there.
He did. Clint, who was it that night? Clay Walker filled in for him at the last second there. He just couldn't seem to get up out of the hallway. I just went around him. See you there, bud. Mickey Mantle. I think we all know this name. And I thought he literally died back in the 60s or 70s, but it was 1995 that he passed away. Big time ball player there for those of you who keep up with it. A guy named that has written everything was in Convoy. Why did I go blank there?
Chris Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson wrote a song. This group would come along, and they done so many others. But if you'll think of what was the song they done? I can't think of it.
Take the ribbon from your hair.
No. It was the one, the Tom Paul Glacier. The last song that they performed was at the Opry. And I'll think of it in just a second. Tom Paul Glacier passed away at the age of 79 on this day back in 2013. As an eagle as she flies, loving you is easier than anything I've ever done. Anything I've ever done before. And Chris Christopherson wrote that. Do you remember that song?
I do, but it seemed like somebody else done it.
Chris did.
I think somebody, it's been re-recorded or something. Maybe Willie done it.
That's a possibility. Big song.
I like Chris's writing. I like his acting, but to me,
he couldn't sing.
Yeah, he's like Roy Clark. Play your instrument, write your song, but he couldn't carry a tune in a bucket.
He couldn't.
Yeah, when he opened his mouth, the chickens went to roost.
The only thing that I can say that Chris done that was over the top, and it was because it was do you call it recitation? When you talk, as why me, Lord?
Yeah.
What did I
ever do?
And he talked it, and it was really good. Yeah. But boy, he wrote a lot of things. Nancy Griffith, if y'all remember her, passed away this day back in 21. I saw her on stage, Hank Jr., when he was accepting Entertainer of the Year, 88. You remember Young Country? No. They brought We Are Young Country. He brought everybody on stage, and everybody had a part behind him, and she did a little small part. Saw that just the other night. Why me, Lord? I agree with you. That was a great song.
Really good song.
Bob joining in with us there. Coming up, we got more to tell you, things that have gone on that went thump in the middle of the night. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Greg, and everybody knows I love to eat good food. So when you're out and about, come on down to Long's Fish Camp. Been here for over 50 years serving some of the South's best fried fish, hush puppies, shrimp, and hey, don't forget the coleslaw. Probably the best anywhere in the world. Excellent food, excellent service. Drive on down to Enterprise, Mississippi, and enjoy your food from Long's. Remember, at Long's, everybody's family.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
The Preserve at Meridian is the premier senior living community in the Meridian living cottages, assisted living, and maintain their independence and pursue an engaging lifestyle with a robust activities calendar, personalized care programs, wellness activities, restaurant-style dining, and much more. Call or visit us online today at preserveatmeridian.com to schedule your personal tour.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
And welcome back. Let me tell you about something that we do know a whole lot about, and it's these folks right here. Snowden and Company, when it comes to buying, selling a home, they do it. Amanda, I've known her since she was a baby girl. That's no kidding. Whatever she tells you is going to be the way it is. She helps you with that paperwork. And if you have not bought a home lately, it's about,
Yep.
She'll be your go-between you and the
She
bank.
takes all the hassle out of it, and it's not just buying a home. If you get ready to sell your home.
Yes, sir. It's so many different things. And this is some of the homes that they've got. There's others. I think this home here has already been sold without a doubt. But the point is, from Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Shub, Clark, they can even help you over there in Jackson area find you a home. If you want it done right, friendly service, get the most for your home, talk to her. It's easy to do. Let me give you a number here so you can call up and get in touch with them right here. You'll see these signs all around town. Snowden and Company, that's her, 453-3937. She looks a mite bit better than me and you and even her husband. He tries, but he's running a second there.
And so much hairspray you can use.
See them today. They'll take care of you when it comes to purchasing a home. As we come to the top of the hour in just a little bit, we're going to be having a chance for you to get your birthday in. We'd love to hear from you on that. Get yours on. What hadn't we talked about this morning that has gone on? We had the tractor fire. We had a little fender bender yesterday. Nothing like a 18-wheeler turning, taking part of your car with you. Let's go here and take a look at this live scene there, Greg, of what was going on yesterday. It's going to focus out here. And here we are. In the ditch it went.
Well, remember, most of those have those signs on the side of them that says, caution, makes wide right-hand turn.
There you are.
But no, people got to. I'm sorry. I'm very much a supporter of big trucks and truck drivers, because if they was to park it, we wouldn't have nothing to eat.
Yep.
Give them some room, people. Come on now.
It does. And if when they lean over to that left lane, it's because they're going to turn right.
That's right.
We had some folks working hard yesterday morning in that heat. I went down, I got a little video of them also. Let me make this bigger where you can see here. This is a great bunch of guys. I see them all the time working. As we go here, this is right in front of the Temple Theater, and we'll pause it over here.
That was our water leak, wasn't it?
Yep, right there, and they've got that repaired. So things are looking up for downtown Meridian as that is back to normal. Be able to pass through there without any issues. Thank goodness. Let's see here. We had a fender bender yesterday afternoon. Bunton Gun Road, you ever cut through there?
Yeah.
Yep. Here's the sheriff's department. Them boys travel a lot. Here we are with
they do.
Let's take a closer look at what happened. There it is. Little damage. It's going to happen from time to time. No injuries involved in that. Before long, they had the roadway cleared back up and everything was safe and sound. Everybody back to normal, which is good. Let me move over to where this was. We had up near House, Mississippi, a grass fire. This was a little long, and I just played what we had here.
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
This is a grass fire, Highway 19 near House. And that's just how quickly a grass fire can catch, whether it's a chain, a cigarette thumped out the window, it can cause a little issue there, can't it?
Dragging on a trailer, anything like that.
Yep. I even got a picture in from Jackson, Mississippi yesterday afternoon and said, I'm on Lakeland Drive. Look at this.
You can't park there.
Have you been down Lakeland lately?
Not on purpose.
They ferocious over there, y'all. I don't know how you could get that many people without a job at the same time every day. They're just running. A lot of travel in that. Let's see what else is going on, Greg. We got a few things that's going on today. I got a chance to drop by Al's Garden and Gift. I thought I'd say hello to them this morning. They were hard at it there, the workers.
Hard-working folks. And, you got to take into consideration how hot and how dry it is. They work 4 times as hard when it's so hot and dry.
They do.
Keeping all their plants going. I mean, they do a great job.
And if you need anything, just talk to them. They'll fix you up there. We had some horses, as we were joking.
Here we go. Another one of them farm stories.
Shiloh, Vinville, the horses were out. They're back in now, but I thought we'd mention that.
Good deal.
As always, if you bump into a horse in the road, let us know. It's like
we don't want you to bump into a horse in the road.
That's
why
correct.
We like to tell you where the horses are, so your children and you are safe when you're traveling.
It's kind of like a brick wall, is it not?
That's right. And nobody knows whose it is if you hit one. You ever notice that?
Oh, yeah, it ain't my horse.
Yeah, it wasn't my cow on the road.
Jackson, Mississippi. This is sad as we point out the obvious of what goes on here. The Sheriff's Department, Jackson County, Mississippi, not Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson County.
That's on the coast?
Yeah, is investigating the death of a 12-year-old in a shooting. That's, we hope the persons responsible for this are brought to justice. We had someone, these standoffs sometimes are not good. We had another one of those yesterday, Sunday afternoon. I got my days mixed up here. Sunday afternoon. This would be Long Beach, down on the coast also. Standoff with a guy. His parents were in the house. He shot at his parents. They called the law. As you can imagine, there's something not right. Police arrived on scene, and he came out with guns a-blazing. And it ended there.
He got what he wanted.
He did, and that was death. Death by cop.
He got what he wanted, and now the cop has to live with that.
Yeah, and that happened over the weekend. And I always remember this. Each time a cop usually is hurt, has something to do with a domestic dispute in some shape, form, or way. Because people's tempers are at their worst when they're mad, and they don't think straight. And next thing you know,
you throw in mind-altering drugs and alcohol and all that, and it's a recipe for disaster.
It is. Lowndes County, which will be north of here, they had an accident involved a deputy. Also in the other car was an 85-year-old female. She died of her injuries in the death there. And you know how that happens as well. We certainly hate that those things happen. We didn't mention what happened out in California.
That's because we usually do local stuff. Go ahead.
4.6 Richter scale on the earthquake happened there. Things were rattling. Mm-hmm. So if you were in that way, keep that in mind. But that happened there. It's eventually, I've heard since I was a kid, it's going to fall off in the ocean. I don't know if it ever will.
I'm going to bite my tongue on that one. Would be, never mind.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of people that think the same thing. But L.A. rocked by another one of those. So let's see, Ellen, you remember her?
No, I try not. I didn't get that channel.
I never and I'll be honest with you, Ellen DeGeneres was just not my type of person.
Makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, she had a television show, it was very successful, and then the truth came out about what went on behind the scenes. Basically, her show got canceled. She did make some money this week, though, as she sold her mansion in California. She paid $70 million and sold it for $96. Although her show is canceled, she is not hurting, is the point to this.
Well, she, if she invests wisely, she'll be able to live
Yep, apparently she did. We'll be right back. We got some birthdays and things of that nature coming up next. Make sure to get yours into. Still time to get that on.
I'm Alan Hunt at Meridian Cycles, and let me tell you about some of the great deals we have this month. We have up to $3,000 rebates on side-by-sides. We have up to $1,000 rebates on four-wheelers, as well as 0% interest. Come see us at 80 Highway 19 North right here in Meridian, or give us a call at 601-485-8700. Ask for Alan or Mike Boswell. We'll be glad to help you. Come see us.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair: Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Battery power made by steel. Right now, save $50 on select AK System battery tool sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray, along with Greg. And Greg, thank you for coming in this morning.
Hey, it's been a blast. Enjoyed it. Odie's out getting educated today. He had a class in Jackson, had to be at bright and early this morning.
Oof.
And, anybody can educate Odie. I'm all for it.
Let me see if you know the secret to life, Greg. Let's say you're 68.
Okay.
How do you get a 34-year-old girlfriend?
Big pile of money.
There it is right there as we look at Mel Gibson and his 34-year-old girlfriend as he's out and about.
You got to wonder if he thinks, she really loves me. And you got to wonder if they say for better or worse when they do their vows, richer or poor.
I think, yeah. It's been edited, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What are they? Have the traditional marriage vows changed? Have you heard any?
Oh, I think they just write their own. Well, it all depends on if it's two guys getting married or two women getting married or a man and his dog or, nowadays there is no such thing as tradition anymore, I don't think.
You got a point, and it didn't even hit me until you said that, but you're right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You better.
Yep.
If you want it to last, put God first.
There we are. I think you kind of put it all together there. Speaking of, we need to do some birthdays. Who we got having a birthday over there? We got 2 or 3 this morning, haven't we?
We have got her granddaughter, Ellie Grace. That was called in by Miss Sheila Mathis Speed. Morning, Sheila and Mike. Miss Casey Scarborough's birthday. We've got Braden Thompson's birthday. And we got a happy birthday, Lisa, from old Michael Ray Johnson.
All right. Well, let's give away this.
Let's flip the old wheel and give away this fine coffee mug from the Scotty Ray Report and Meridian Hyundai. Go by and see them for your automotive needs.
There you go.
We're going to spin the wheel, and it comes back to Miss Lisa. Called in by Michael Ray Johnson. Your coffee mug will be waiting on you. Be nice, and they might even fill it up with coffee.
Woof. Did you see this where Kay said that the Little League World Champion Series starts tomorrow?
I have been watching the Softball World Series, but I did not know about I knew they were getting ready for it.
Oh, so it starts tomorrow.
I enjoy watching that. I do. I like watching Little League World Series, especially when they got them little 4'2" fellers playing.
Yeah.
When they got little Ping from China and he's 6'8" and he weighs 210 and he's 11 years old.
Yeah.
I kind of got my doubts, but and he got a 102 mile an hour fastball.
Sums up.
And he's 11 years old. But anyhow, when them little fellas are playing, it's very good. I enjoy it. They really work hard.
It is a lot of fun. As we come to the end of the show, we want to remind you, I don't have a Bible verse. I meant to grab that, and I got caught up in a lot of other things. Keep God in your life. When it comes to time to make a decision, don't just say, well, I talked to God. Actually do that. A little prayer time with a man up above will help you lead you in the right decisions you do in life. That's what we want to remind you. Put him first, and the rest kind of all falls together.
That's exactly right.
Greg, I can't thank you enough for coming in and spending a little time with me.
I had a good time this morning, as always, and I just encourage everybody. It's hot, you're irritable, slow down, be nice, be patient, look both ways before pulling out in the intersection, smile at somebody, let them out in the road. Try something different. Love one another, and like Scotty Ray said, put God first. I don't care where you're going. Put God first in each and everything you do and smile at somebody. Remember, we love you, and I think you're going to be back in about 22 and a half hours.
Oh, and also I'll be down at Central United Methodist Church today. I'm speaking at 11:15ish, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be there today speaking. If you're going to be in the neighborhood, love to have you part of the audience there.
Awesome.
We'll see you bright and early. How many hours?
About 22 and a half, 23 hours. You'll be back.
See you then.